In this darkness, this blackness, and there was this pinpoint of light, very bright, but it was like it was searching, and then it located me, and then it just drew me
Wow.
out of it.
That's like GPS right now.
Exactly.
Locate Betty, please.
Yeah, where is she? Okay, there she is. Here you go. Yeah, you're coming with us. And then that's when I started going at a very rapid speed. I couldn't even calculate that. But I saw that there was a person at the end. I could see the outline of someone.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got near there, then I could see who he was, and I knew him.
Wow.
And that's the part that was shocking and surprising to me. How the heck did I know him?
Yeah.
Because now I knew him. I'm going, Jesus, and I thought, now,
Jesus.
now I'm running to him.
What's happening, my good people? My name is Rango Lee,
And this is Mylin, fam.
and welcome to Blessed Boaters, home of raw and uplifting stories of the human experience. Today, we got a very, very special guest in the house. She's on New York Times bestseller book list. She wrote Embraced by the Light, The Ripple Effect, and The Awakening Heart. And she's also been on the Oprah Winfrey Show. My hero, Betty J. Eadie.
Oh my God, Betty.
How you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
Of course. Oh my gosh. We've always wanted to meet you in person, especially myself. Ringo talks about you all the time.
My hero.
Oh, your hero, the one that saved him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt so. No, that was during COVID, right? A little bit after COVID.
Right.
From our last season, right? And we were, you were also our guest, and we were on Zoom. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're here today, in person with you. In person. Thank you so much.
Well, it's wonderful to see Wrinkle again, and also you as well. And we had a wonderful time before, and we're going to have another wonderful time today.
We are.
Yes. How did
I
you
love
and
that.
Betty meet?
So kind of crazy story. So I was 17, and I grew up in the housing projects, and so I was running around with a bunch of friends, and we were all housing kids, and then me and my brother, we got caught doing a shooting. We didn't shoot anybody, but we shot at some people. So I ended up in juvenile hall at 17. And then my life was going down that wrong turn life. And then I went to the library, and I found your book, Embraced by the Light. So I took it back into my cell with me, and I read it like that time I was there, and I was like, wow, like there's more to life than the neighborhood, my friends. There's like, I'm hurting people right now. I'm hurting myself. I should make better decisions. And then my kind of life took a right turn because of your book. It actually saved me. So thank you. That's how I kind of met you.
So let's continue
Okay.
on.
Yeah. Okay. So you had a
Hysterectomy.
minor surgery, hysterectomy, and then all of a sudden something went wrong where you're hovering above your body, seeing your body. Can you share a little bit about how that experience was like?
Well, when you're going through it, and having never heard about near-death experience or something like that, you don't know what to expect. But the closest I could describe the feeling would be like just before you faint,
Uh-huh.
you get this woozy feeling, and then you just,
Black out. So he just kind of.
yeah.
I felt that before.
And and what caused that, according to my physician, later as we discussed it, I was bleeding. They weren't able to stop the bleeding after the surgery, and so I was losing all that blood, and that's what caused the fainting feeling. But as I was fainting, then I heard the sound in my ears, which if you get ready to faint, you do get a funny something going on.
What did it sound like?
Yeah.
Kind of like a high pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
So I heard that, and then after that ceased to be the prominent sound.
Yeah.
Then I started hearing chimes,
Oh wow.
and very relaxing chimes. In fact, I have chimes all the way around my yard here because I love the sound of them. And as I listened to that, I felt myself rising up out of my body.
Oh wow.
And I went clear all the way up to the ceiling, turned around, pancaked my body, looking down at it.
Oh.
And came down to take a closer look, and I knew that I was gone. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, because I had worked in hospitals, and
You just knew.
I knew, yeah. But
Did you try to get back to your body? Sorry,
No.
if I saw my
That's a
body,
good
I was like,
question.
oh no, I'm not ready
Good
yet.
question.
You know, I want to dig back down there. You know what I mean?
no, I didn't try to get back in.
Oh my
But what
gosh.
happened is 3 men appeared by the side of my bed.
Oh wow.
And they were very ancient looking, and yet again, age didn't matter.
Yeah.
And but they're very ancient, and they had now, of course, having been through the Catholic Church, maybe I got the idea that they should be hooded and look
A certain
like
way.
that could be, or maybe not. I don't know. I wasn't that much involved in the church to retain something like that. I don't think.
Yeah.
But there they were, and they explained to me that I had died, but not to be fearful. And as I was with them, I began to feel a closeness to them, like I had always known them. And then they explained to me, because they seemed like they could read your thoughts. They said, we have always been with you. Always, we have been with you, and we're going to remain with you. But it's you have died, but you've died prematurely. And so anyway, then and then I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm dead. But we're my family. Don't know this. And so I wanted to hurry up and go to my family.
Yeah.
And they told me I could.
And they were like, you call them in your book your 3 spiritual monks, kind of
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah. And so I thought about this later, but after you die, your spirit quickens, and so does your mind, and you start gathering information that you had before. You're connecting to who you were before you took on the flesh.
Oh.
And so I looked over at the door, and then I looked over and saw the window, and I thought, I'm going to go out the window.
makes sense.
So I did. I went out the window, and I flew home.
Oh gosh.
And
Wow.
I went in. My husband was sitting there in a lounge chair. He had a newspaper. The kids were terrorizing the house.
Oh gosh.
I looked at the clock, and it was almost almost 10 o'clock, something like that. And I stood there over him, and I thought, how could you do this? Because he had promised we wouldn't bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
And
God.
he was reading the newspaper, and it was as though he sensed me there.
Oh.
You know how if you sense someone standing
Mm.
over you or whatever,
Yeah.
because he sort of like pulled the paper in and kind of like that.
Huh.
So I know that he
Feel your energy.
felt me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or something.
yeah.
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 But going back to the hospital, then that's when I picked up the sound that was coming. It was a whirling, more of a whirling sound, more chimes, more energy, and I was drawn into that.
And the tunnel, kind of
Oh, the
the.
tunnel? Oh, okay. So that's what you call a tunnel.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So you were drawn into the tunnel.
Right.
And in the book, you talked about you were at your, because I read and listened to your book probably about 50 times. Okay, so I know like every
You tell
sentence,
my
every.
story.
I'll just tell the story.
Tell it.
Well, there was a part where you said, because I'm a father, she's a mother, and you're a mother, and
Right.
so when you're at home, your spirit's there, you're watching your kids and your husband. And then you made a decision to say, okay, I'm gonna leave
Right.
because I'm going to wherever the vortex is taking me. Well, that decision cannot be easy for anybody.
Yeah.
But then you said you felt that they're gonna be okay without you for a
Well,
moment,
yeah.
right? Is that
Huh.
before
I
you?
jumped ahead because my kids were all there, and
Yeah.
as I looked at them, I was given an insight to each one how they were going to be,
Oh
and
wow.
that everything was going to be okay.
If you wasn't around,
Right.
wow.
And I was told, you are there as your caregiver, but they actually belong to God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Someone told me, she keeps on having children. I'm not going to say her name. She said, I am a carrier. This is his children that I'm raising.
Right.
She's like, if he's going to give me more children, and she's 5 now, okay? And she's maybe in her 30s. And she's like, I'm going to continue having children. This is my purpose. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm in the thick. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I kind of believe.
But that is like what she just said.
Yeah, I think it's
Wow.
true where I think all of us were just stewards of what's in front of us
Exactly.
at the time. And when it's time to let go,
Yes.
you know, you just know there is going to be a time, especially on this earth, then you know, that you let go and you accept what's happening. So at that
Right.
moment, you saw into everyone's future, all your children's future, your husband's future. Everybody's going to be fine if you left. And then what happened?
Oh,
So
Could-
then I went back to the hospital,
Okay.
and that's when I allowed myself to go through the tunnel.
mhm.
And going through the tunnel was pleasurable. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I came to a place that was, I don't even know how to describe it, because it was just like blackness, total darkness. Now, I used to be claustrophobic, so being in a black space would have upset me, but
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah.
It was like being cocooned, wrapped in this blackness that was healing and beautiful and wonderful. And I was just in it, basking in it,
Wow.
and loving it. And I thought, this must be the valley and shadow of death, you know, where you go, must be something like that. But everything negative about me was washed away. It was a cleansing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Like a
wow.
spiritual spa.
Like you're in there.
Right,
you're
there
just
you go.
cleansing
Right
yourself.
before-
That's exactly,
Right before you get to
yeah.
heaven, you get the spiritual
Yeah, it was a
spa.
spiritual spa. There we go.
That sounds nice.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's what it was like. It was
Wow.
like made it a spiritual
And you also said there was like you felt spiritual animals going through it, and then other spirits also going through it. Can you share a little
No,
bit
they
about
weren't with me in this cocoon
that? Uh huh.
Okay.
or whatever. They were not. But before I went in there, as I was traveling towards it, I saw others going.
Through it too.
Yeah, yeah, they were going. Animals as well as people.
People? Oh, wow.
And each of us were going to whatever special place that you know, individually, we were there as individuals. And I thought that was beautiful because of the animals. I love animals, and so it was nice to know that they go through the healing, and they'll be there for us when we return
Mm-hmm.
there as well. So that was comforting. But then after, in this darkness, this blackness, then there was this pinpoint of light, very bright, that pierced that darkness. And but it was like it was searching, and then it located me, and then it just drew me
Wow.
out of it.
It's crazy. It's
I
like
know.
GPS.
Yeah.
It's like GPS right now. Locate Betty, please.
Yeah, where is she? Okay, there she is. Here you go. Yeah, you're coming with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started going at a very rapid speed. I couldn't even calculate that. I wouldn't know. But I saw that there was a person at the end. You know, I could see the outline of someone.
Mhm.
And as I got near there, then I could see who he was, and I knew him.
Wow.
And that's the part that was shocking and surprising to me. How the heck did I know him?
Yeah.
Because now I knew him. I'm going, Jesus, and I thought, now
Jesus.
I'm running to him. You know, I mean, I'm heading there. Yeah.
So you call that him? Because you know sometimes we all kind of like, it's a he, a she, or you call it him, right?
Yeah, definitely for me.
Jesus.
Was it him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Jesus.
Yeah.
And so I ran to it, and it was so awesome because it was really white, and he just kind of opened up his arms, and as he opened up his arms to receive me, now it became golden,
Oh, wow.
and he could just go like this, and the golden light just reached out and brought me to him.
Oh, wow.
And but I was so joyful. I mean, I'm crying and everything as I'm holding on to him because, but I was mad at him, and I just, how could you send me down to earth, you know, and I'm going to do the life I lived and this, that, and the other. And he's calming me down, but he's chuckling.
Yeah. It's like petty Betty.
Yeah, he says,
Now
Little did
relax,
you know.
Betty. Relax.
yeah, basically, he said, you chose this.
Uh-huh.
I says, I would never have chosen that. Never, ever.
Jesus gave the toughest mission to the
Yeah.
toughest spirits, and he
I
felt he was a
thought-
tough one. That's why he
yeah,
gave you that tough mission.
Exactly.
And if you're looking to purchase a home or do a refinance, you gotta hit up my gal, Sheila Lavadia, over at the Loan Factory. She got the best rates and the best service. You can reach her at 425-218-5543, or her email is Sheila, Sheilla, at SheilaLavadia.com. Hit her up today. I've been using her and her team for 15 years. She never disappoints. If you're in the mood for an elevated Vietnamese food dining experience, check out Anchovies and Salt down there on the shores of Lake Washington. Beautiful views and beautiful vibes. If you're in the mood for delicious Vietnamese cuisine and pho, make sure you hit up Pho Bak. They have 2 locations in Seattle. Also, check out The Boat. They have this fire chicken and rice dish. You'll thank me later. What's going on, guys? My name is Rango Lee,
And I'm Elise Lee.
I'm Mylin Tham.
and we're the Powerhouse team. 3 local realtors that serve the Seattle Puget Sound area. If you need to buy or sell a house, we are a team.
Reach out to us and we'll help you find your dream home in Seattle.
Call us. We got you.
We got ya.
Got you.
So going back to when you met Jesus, share a little bit more about that. Like, what other messages did he give you at that time when you're what questions you were asking him quickly, and what did he give you the answers to?
Yeah.
But you don't want to hear about testosterone.
No.
What was the best? What was
I'm
the best
teasing
question to answer?
I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you
just
remember.
teasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, a lot of little things. There's so many things, and you know, Embraced by Light, the book is only 147 pages, I think.
Yeah.
But in order for them to print off the book, you have to keep the page count down, way
Oh.
down, because every page,
Cost money.
you know, a lot of money. And so I was given that much. But more than that, just the page count and having to keep the manuscripts small. My husband had warned me, don't put that in there, don't put that in there. He was a Baptist, is what he was raised in, and a very strong Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
He says, none of this is going to fly. And I says, you know, I have to tell it like it is, but
Yeah.
I understand that. Such as what I learned was Jesus and Judas were best friends in heaven.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah, and Judas volunteered to play that role, and it was beautiful. I mean, it was shown to me. I saw the reenactment of that moment, and as they were laying out the plan. So I couldn't share that
Oh.
because
It'll ruffle too many Christian feathers, like traditional Christian feathers. Yeah.
it would. So there's more, and there's just a lot I couldn't share. I haven't shared.
So Judas is the one that betrayed Jesus with the kiss, and then with that, the Romans said, "Okay, that's Jesus. So let's go take him," and then they crucifixed him after that. But Judas was one of the 12 disciples that betrayed him
Right.
for money, for gold, and then after that he
Oh wow. So he chose that role.
he chose that road to.
Oh wow. Okay.
And there was a part in the book where you talked about, you asked Jesus, why is there so many different religions in the world, and
Right.
different,
Yeah.
and why can't you just give us one that's the truth?
Right.
What did he say to that?
Well,
question?
when we come here as mortal beings, we don't all come here at the same level. You know, we're not all created equal in heaven either. We're here to develop our spiritual growth, and some of us are going to grow, and some of us are going to maintain, or maybe they won't grow at all.
Yeah.
But you can't judge, and the reason you can't judge is because there are some people here that are going to test your. They're going to do that, and it's for your development as well as their development. So we use each other to raise up spiritually. And what we're here to do is to acquire the attributes of God. And we can only do that through experience, because it's just like empathizing and sympathizing.
Mhm.
If you haven't had the experience, then you really have no say in the matter,
Right.
because you don't know.
First-hand experience. Yep.
Yeah.
You haven't had.
Experience, you internalize it. It becomes a part of you. You own that experience.
Mhm.
And now you can teach it or give it or whatever you need to. Yeah.
You said, now Jesus said, go on a tour of heaven, go check it out. So you went to many different worlds, different universes, where it felt like you traveled for weeks and months at a time. Share a little bit about that, because a lot of people have different descriptions of heaven, like we're all in clouds or something. But how was heaven like seeing all those different worlds and universes?
Well, I kind of think of heaven as the home base,
Home base,
because there are many worlds that God created. Many, many.
not just
many.
Earth, huh? Not
Yeah,
just Earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was taken and shown them actually by two warring angels.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they traveled as escorts. They
Oh, wow.
escorted me, yeah.
Secret Service.
They're the security guard. No?
When you were traveling around heaven and doing the tours, where was God in all this? Like, did you feel his presence? Did you ever see him? Was he, because sometimes people don't really know who God is. I know. Yeah. So where do you think God was?
That's a question for everyone.
Yeah,
Who is
in-
God?
in-
Okay,
this
so when
experience
I
of heaven.
died, I think you had asked this before, and I got started talking about something else. Okay, so Jesus told me I had to come back. That was not a pretty thing, because I was not going to come back.
Mhm.
And I told him no. I says, I'm not going back. And I says, you are not going to make me.
Mhm.
And now that, and I feel bad about saying that now.
Standing up to Jesus.
Yeah, I says, you're not going to make me. And the council of men, I don't know if they were the disciples or anything, I don't know what to do, but there was a council of men. And so he said to them, let's let her decide.
Okay.
Because like I told him, if I have a say in this, my say is no. I don't go back.
Yeah.
But if I have free will,
Uh-huh.
then I have a choice.
Yeah.
And you're not giving me a choice. You say I have to go back. I'm
Yeah.
not going.
Yeah, true.
So no, I could have ended it there, but I didn't. I said, then you're not going to make me. But the blessing on that, and the reason I share it, is because that is the kind of relationship that you have with a good friend. And you see them looking at you, loving you, and he even called me precious at one
Aw.
point, because he knew that I had he knew I was tenacious. That's why I came down and had to learn all that.
Yeah.
So, and he's probably tested me out. How tenacious is he? Maybe we won't let her do it.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, they were in agreement then, and so he says, okay. He says, you have to go see the Father. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how I know that Jesus and the Father are two separate beings.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, how I got there, I don't know, but it would seem to me, governed by the things that we're building here on Earth now, you could almost think of it as like being in a time machine, because I stepped into something and then I was gone.
Huh.
And then the next thing I know, I'm stepping out,
Oh,
and it was a beautiful garden,
wow.
and there he sat. I can't describe him,
Okay.
because he's just beautiful. All I can say is magnificent, beautiful, and it was just,
Like a silhouette of a
Yeah.
powerful light
So
kind of
there's no
thing.
like really structure.
he had, I knelt at his feet, put my head on his knee.
Oh, so there was some kind of
Yeah.
structure for you. to do
Right.
that, but you just
Yeah.
can't.
And was it a room? Was it clouds?
No,
or
he
was
was
it just
sitting outside in the
of a garden? Oh,
Right.
and,
He was waiting for me. He knew he probably thought, oh.
Yeah, no, we're still curious. I still don't.
Yeah.
I can't picture this.
and then what did you guys talk about? What did you guys?
All right. Well, and I was doing a lot of apologizing to him,
Aw.
because he was sharing with me what I needed to, what my mission was, the purpose, and I can't give you a word for word, but I know that was what the thing was. The story was that what I was going to do was going to save and bring back to him his beloved children that are lost, and there's a segment of them that Embraced by Light would reach. Only Embrace.
And here's a
Right.
one knucklehead right here.
Embrace.
Right.
You brought me back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's it. And then he said, you know, not to. That's when I was told, don't worry about criticism or anything because many of them are not going to hear it. They're not going to be able to understand it. They're not going to get it. He says, I will prepare the hearts of those that I need you to reach. And so I thought, okay, I can do that. And I apologized to him for saying I wasn't going to come back because, of course, I'm going to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to do this for him.
Yeah. Aw.
And so then I was back with Jesus again, and I told Jesus, all right, I'm going back.
You saw something that was kind of dark. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I knew that when I came back that I was going to be dealt with a lot of things, that Satan was going to be very unhappy.
Wait, there's Satan? There's actually really Satan.
Well, Satan is created by God. You know that, right? He's our adversary. He is, when you go to a gym to build your muscles, he's the thing that you work against. He's the weights
pain.
that you pick up.
Yeah.
He's the pain.
The struggle.
God created him and allows him to exercise what we need to
Dang.
build.
Build our spiritual muscles. experience muscles.
Exactly. And so you have no reason to fear Satan.
Okay.
But when you're challenged with something, just do the work and get it done. Whatever it
Go
is,
through
take
it,
care of
fight through
business.
it.
Right, take care of business. And I knew that. Now, what Satan didn't know about me is I'm not afraid of boogeymen. Right?
Oh, girl.
Been there, done that.
Tiger Mom.
Yeah. Bring it on, bring
Yes.
it on. And so as I returned back into my body, I saw these horrible creatures that started coming and hissing and clawing and
Oh, gosh.
just horrible.
Okay.
And
You weren't scared, huh? Well, you weren't scared.
well, I was, recovering. I couldn't really move. I
Okay,
was,
yeah.
still recovering from bodily
Yeah,
things where
injury,
your
yeah.
body still isn't. And I knew that I was vulnerable because of that. And but anyway, and I'm praying, and
Yeah.
so a dome of light came over me, like glass, like if you have a cake platter and then you have the top that goes on the out.
Yeah.
It was just like that, came down over me.
Oh, wow.
And I was told that I would be protected from them, and
Oh.
I wouldn't have to worry about them.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Your education, however it was or is or whatever.
What you go
it's-
through.
It is. It's really awesome.
Well, with that, we want to thank you so much, Betty, for
Oh,
inviting
thank
us
you.
into your house. Your
Absolutely.
beautiful backyard here that you
Amen.
just got to share with the world.
Yep.
And thanks for just giving your time. I know you're busy, and thank you for Joe, your son,
Yes.
for setting this up. And if you haven't read "Embraced by the Light," The Ripple Effect,
Yes.
and what's the other book?
The
Prayers. It's Embraced by Light, Prayers and Devotion.
Prayers and
Prayers and
Devotions.
Devotion.
Go
Yeah.
out and get it today.
We'll list the book on the description.
Yeah,
too.
we'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
And with that,
Yes. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
thank you, Betty.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on Blessed Voters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
So why is it so important, Ringo?
Oh, we got a big mission out there. There's so much great talent around. We got to put that talent out and showcase it on the world stage. And that's what Blessed Voters is about. Come with us on the mission. We can't do it alone. We need your support.
Turning pain into power, inspiring and uplifting. Our mission is to do something real big, Ringo.
Real big.
Real big. We are giving away 100 or building 100 homes, free homes, all across Asia. And we cannot do this alone. We need your help. We need you to join the journey with us. If you resonate with this and you want more information about Blessed Voters, click on the description below or look at the description below. Follow us on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and podcasts. Is that right, Ringo?
That's right.
Join us and have a blessed day.